Calgary Mountain View, followed by Edmonton Calder.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Over the summer, there was discomfort across the agricultural sector over the possibility of a boycott of Alberta products from international corporations such as Pepsi, Frito-Lay, McDonald's, and Yum Foods, who have strong ethical procurement positions related to child labour and human rights in agriculture. Interesting to note, City of Medicine Hat is now looking also at its procurement policy, as most Albertans are shocked to realize the paid people employed to produce our food, not including family members of family farms, are without protection under Occupational Health and Safety, WCB, and labour standards for children. To the Agriculture Minister, are you concerned that these major buyers of Alberta meat and other produce, seeing their conflict, may be forced to...
Honourable Minister.
Well, first of all, Mr. Speaker, I will acknowledge the honourable member's interest in this issue. He's been talking about it for some time. I want to acknowledge that. But I also want to say that I'm very disappointed at his comments, which put our industry at risk in terms of talking about boycotts and, I would say, encouraging multinationals to boycott Alberta farmers, Alberta producers. And Alberta workers. Now, we take this issue very seriously. We're very interested in worker safety, too. That's why we have struck a Farm Safety Advisory Committee. I have their report. The Minister of Human Services and I are working on a response.
The honourable member.
Thank you. Well, as a lawyer, I'm concerned that your lack of commitment to human rights in this province, Mr. Speaker. To the Finance and Treasury Minister, is it acceptable for you that commercial agricultural operations choosing not to have WCB are downloading healthcare costs onto the public purse to the tune of $4.5 million annually at a minimum, according to a local expert? That's a lot of hip replacements, road work. How do you feel about that?
The Honourable Minister of Finance.
Well, Mr. Speaker, first of all, I'd like to know who the local expert was that came up with that number. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, obviously, coming from a farm family myself and having some history in the agricultural community, Mr. Speaker, I'm obviously concerned about farm safety, very concerned. I've had friends who have been injured on the farm because they were farming their farm. Mr. Speaker, the two ministers are working on the report. We expect to have the results of that soon.
Honourable member.
Yes, they've been working on it for decades. How many more decades, Mr. Minister? To the Human Services Minister, since you've pledged to extend WCB and since the Premier pledged to extend occupational health and safety and WCB to paid farm workers, excluding family farm members, the question is when? Albertans want to see change.
Honourable Government House Leader.
Well, Mr. Speaker, seeing as that question has been answered twice already, that we're working on and it'll be coming shortly, perhaps I could use the time that I have to ask the honourable member to stop disrespecting potato farmers and other farmers in the province by encouraging international companies who have good policies from boycotting their products.